moly, man. Democrats are ticked off this morning. Y'all, hey, calm down a little bit, all right? Your blood pressure's way up there. You need to woosah, okay? Woosah a little bit. Get your blood pressures down and all. I mean, people are just ticked off saying the Democrats caved. Well, they didn't exactly cave. I mean, they were playing chicken with suicidal maniacs. That's not exactly caving. That's kind of getting out of the way, because here's what they were doing. They were standing up for the Affordable Care Act subsidies, in case you didn't know that. They were putting up a fight to protect on them, but they had no choice. They had to put up a fight. They couldn't exactly just go in there and vote for the continuing resolution and look complicit in doing away with the subsidies. They at least had to stand up and fight for them, okay? And they did do that. There was no way Republicans were ever going to budge on it. No way, ever. Hey, look, they've been obsessed with destroying the ACA for a long time. And you can tell by the way that it is, because it started all the way back in 2009 when the American people had the audacity to elect a black man for president. And then that dude had the audacity to do something good for the American people. And Republicans said, well, we damn sure can't let that happen. We must destroy this thing. And they've been hell-bent on doing that ever since. So they've just chipped away at it and chipped away at it and chipped away at it. That way they could point at it and say, hey, look, this thing's broken. And it costs way too much for a broken system. We need to do away with it. That's exactly what they've done, So anyway, Democrats did put up a fight. They had to. But they also, what did we get out of it? Well, a very expensive education on how health insurance works in this country is what we got. The people that are out there that don't really pay attention to nothing other than what maybe Kim Kardashian's up to these days, or the people that went out there and said, you know what, I'm not going to vote in the 2024 election because, I'll do a little bit of fascism over this Genocide Joe deal over here that my brain's been rotted with Russian propaganda. So, those people had to reach out and educate up on some people too at the same time. But look, it ain't like they didn't get nothing out of the deal, all right? We did get something. Like I said, they educated up on some people. A very expensive education. But see, I don't think the Democrats actually thought that, Krasnoff and the Republicans there, that they would actually starve the American people over destroying the ACA subsidies that were going to be destroyed regardless. They were going to destroy it. But, I mean, God forbid the Democrats put up a fight. The Republicans and Krasnoff said, you know what we're going to do? We'll just start killing people there. How about that? We're willing to kill people to take away their insurance. We want to show everybody how strongly we feel about that ACA subsidy, that, look, if you don't let us kill people by taking them off their insurance, then we'll just go ahead and starve them to death right now. I don't think Democrats saw that one coming. I don't think anybody saw that one coming, okay? So really they had no choice, but at the end of the day, they did get something out of it. But for starters, it's not even guaranteed it's going to pass the House, okay? Because you got to get Speaker of the House of Gilead, Commander Mike Johnson, to even agree to it. That dude don't agree to nothing. He don't even agree to having them work for a living anymore, They've only worked 20 days in the last 4 months. I mean, he'd have to call them all the way back into the Washington, D.C.s and vote on this new piece of legislation that come out the Senate, all that stuff. So ain't no guarantee on that, But anyway, what they did get out of it is they said, hey, this thing's only good to January, right? And we're also going to request up on you again that we actually get to debate the ACA subsidies in December. We get to debate these things and get you on the record saying you want to kick people off their insurance, okay? We want to get you Republicans on the record saying you want to kick people off their insurance or make it so expensive nobody can afford it. So they are at least getting that if the Republicans even hold up their end of the deal, which they probably won't, okay? But in January, this thing has to come up for a vote again, this continuing resolution, this stopgap has to come up for a vote again. Well, another thing that Democrats got out of it is they're funding food stamps until September of next year, okay? That's being funded. That way, the next time that the government gets shut down over this because Republicans want to take people's health insurance stuff away, they can't starve the people to death. They can't starve them to death. You know who else it funds? It funds the VA. All right. It guarantees funding. Also, it forces Krasnoff to hire back all of the people they fired during this shutdown with back pay. And it also doesn't allow for him to fire people all willy-nilly like again during the next shutdown, because there will be one. There's going to be another fight in January. So this is kind of like a live to fight another day situation that they're in. So all this doom and gloom crap that people are putting out there, I don't know what the hell you're thinking. Look, It was a suicide mission is what it was. So, like I said, nobody expected that they were willing to go ahead and starve the American people to do it. But we should all recognize that they've been hell-bent on destroying the ACA ever since we had the audacity to elect a black man, okay? I mean, that's literally what it is. Everybody should know that. Now, look, Team Taco, you fake-ass patriots, y'all been out there with your hand out this entire time when Krasnov was out there throwing spaghetti against the wall to see what sticks. And how, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take the ACA subsidies, just give them to the American people right there. You know what? Y'all celebrated that for some socialisms. You wanted some socialisms. Well, I went out there and did the math on that. You know, I did that so that you wouldn't have to find somebody to help you do it. What that would be is a one-time check for $237 is what each household would get. $237 check. That's just life-changing, ain't it, right? And then guess what happens? ACA goes away. Your health insurance prices goes through the roof forever for that $237 check. But y'all celebrating that. Give me some socialisms, Krasnov. Give me some socialisms that we hate so much and we bitch so much. Well, then Krasnov doubled down on it again, y'all. Team Taco, you fake-ass patriots. And he said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take this tariff money here and we're going to give it to the American people in $2,000 checks. Hey, there ain't enough tariffs to cover no $2,000 checks to begin with, okay? But boy, y'all celebrating all that too. Like, oh, we're getting $2,000 checks. More socialisms. Y'all was out there with your hand out again. Man, you Republican Trump supporters have got your hand out more than anybody I've ever seen in my life. Always asking for some money from the government there. Your Doge checks, your ACA checks, your tariff checks, all that stuff. Boy, you got your hand out constantly. Don't it get tired having your hand out? Why don't you just pick yourself up from the bootstraps, you lazy ass, okay? Quit being on the government tit so much. Always looking for some socialisms. Well, look, that tariff stuff ain't coming either. You know why? One, he don't have that much money if he has any. And two, whenever he is forced to pay all this stuff back that we actually paid, well, his Secretary of Commerce there, Howard Lutnick's son, is the CEO of a financial firm that's been going around and buying up all these government vouchers that they've been sending around to these companies over the tariffs at pennies on the dollar. And whenever that money starts pouring in there, if he pays it back, guess who makes all the money? Howard Lutnick's son does there in that financial firm. Hundreds of billions of dollars there is what they're going to make. So looting the United States Treasury, looting the taxpayer is what the Trump administration's doing to everybody. We ain't getting $2,000 checks, you morons. You ain't getting your socialisms, okay? So anyway, y'all, I just want to let everybody know, calm down a little bit, okay? I think the Democrats got what they could out of it. They're living to fight another day. This is going to come back in January, except this time they don't get to starve the American people to death, you know? That's a good thing, and plus it still hadn't passed the House. And another thing, too, look, I'm not sure if y'all are aware about this whole situation there with the Jeffrey Epstein files. I know everybody's excited about that 218th vote, but look, I hate to burst people's bubble, but that 218th vote is only a discharge petition. That just gets it out of committee so that they force a vote on the House floor. Again, only thing that does is attaches people's name to a vote. We already know who that is. Most of the Republicans are going to vote no on it, and all the Democrats are going to vote yes on it. So if they get the 218 votes, it goes to the Senate. Then they have to vote on it. We already know what that is. Every Republican's going to vote no on it. Every Democrat's going to vote yes on it. They've already tried that in the Senate. The Senate already tried to attach an amendment to a bill, to a spending bill, to force the release of the Epstein files, and every Republican voted no on it in the Senate. So even if it were to pass the Senate, then it has to go to Krasnov's desk right there, King Pedophile himself, okay? He's going to veto that because he is the Epstein files, okay? So I know everybody's excited over the Epstein file stuff and everything. It ain't coming out through legislation. That ain't going to happen because all the Republicans are protected on some pedophiles, you know, the guardians of pedophiles, the GOP there. So Team Taco, that's you now, all right? So anyway, I just want to let everybody know, calm down, get your blood pressures down and stuff. We're still fighting, all right? The resistance is way more important than what the Senate can do right now anyway. I think they're doing everything they can do without literally destroying everything, all right? Inmate Trump.